Hello, I am now going to show you some collaboration tools that Canvas has built in for students that are working in groups. A lot of times in group projects in an online course, students struggle with collaborating and with coordinating all of their efforts. And sometimes they struggle with communication. Well, Canvas has some features that can help centralize all of their efforts within Canvas to make things a lot smoother in a group project. So I'm going to show you um, some features that some students can use. So I have a group that's already created. So I'm going to go to this people link and I'm going to show you a group that I already created. And this is my sample course, and I have the group project of awesomeness. So this is a group that I already created, and it's group 1, and there are 3 sample students in it. So I only have 3 students in this group. So this group is already created. Okay, now if I come over here to these 3 dots and click on it, I have an option to visit a group home page. When you create groups in Canvas, Canvas gives every group their own Canvas page. It's a subpage essentially. So every group has their own Canvas subpage. So I'm going to click on Visit Group Homepage. And it looks like I'm still in Canvas, which I am, but this particular Canvas page is unique to Group 1. So all of the activities that happen on this page are only happening for Group 1. So over here in the navigation, up here at the top, if I had multiple groups, if I had, for instance, maybe 10 groups, I can toggle back and forth between the groups. So maybe I want to post an announcement only for Group 1. So because I am in the Group 1 homepage, I can post an announcement to Group 1. So I would come here to click on announcements, and it would take me to your regular announcements page, just like you would normally post an announcement. And of course, I would create my announcement for whatever I want it to say. And once I have my announcement posted, it will post in this subpage for Group 1. So only the students that are in Group 1 will be able to see this announcement. So maybe I'm going to say, first day of the project. And let's say in this announcement, I say something like, have your first meeting before the week is out. Okay, that's just an example. And I'm going to save, so it's going to post the announcement. So the students that are in this group will see this announcement. Now also over here is pages. So the students in this group can create their own pages. I can click on people, so I'll be able to see all of the students that are in the group. And I also have a discussions section. So the students can create their own discussion. Maybe they want to talk about components of a project or something they're going to be working on. So they can create discussions themselves. Then you have a files section. This is convenient if students want to share files with each other. So they can create a folder. So maybe they want to share some images that they're going to put in the PowerPoint. So we're going to create a folder called PowerPoint Images. And of course, the students can do this. I'm doing this as an example, but the students can do it. So now, instead of having to email images back and forth, a student can simply upload an image to this folder, and all of the students in Group 1 will have access to this folder. Then you have a conferences section. This is where students can set up a conference, and it uses Big Blue Button. And they would click the plus conference, and they would be taken to the screen where they can set up a video conference. Now, of course, as you can see, that we don't have a premium version of this, so there's some limits with the students using this, but they do have this option. Another option is the collaborations, and this allows students to share files such as a Word document, a PowerPoint, or an Excel the same way they would with Google Docs. So let's say, for instance, students in this group want to work on a PowerPoint and they want to be able to work on it at the same time. And instead of having to email the PowerPoint back and forth, they're going to come up here and select PowerPoint. They're going to give it a name, Presentation Slides, the final presentation, the description. Okay. And we're going to put group 1 in there. I'm going to put all 3 of them. So what I would do is I would come down here and hit save. When I do that, it's going to create a PowerPoint entitled Presentation Slides. And each of the students in this group will be able to click on that file and they can all work on it at the same time, kind of like Google Docs. With our student and faculty email accounts, we have Office 365, so they will be sharing documents through Office 365. So they will have to log in with their student Okra mail. So if I were to hit save, it would take me to a login page and ask me to log into Office 365 using my university email account. So the students do have to have their university email accounts to do this, but it creates a file that all of the students can share. They can create as many documents as they need, but it's a good way for them to centralize all of their file sharing. So they can post their PowerPoint here, and one person can make some changes. Let's say, for instance, one student wants to add all the images. Then they can tell everyone in the group, hey, I added the images to the PowerPoint. You can go in and, adjust the design so another student can go in and work on it. So it literally works the same way Google Docs does, where you can share files all in one central location and students can work on them together in real time. The one thing about this that students need to be aware of is if, let's say for instance, they're all working on a paper and they are sharing a Word document, if one student goes in and accidentally erases the entire document, then it's gone for everybody. So the students just need to be careful that they don't erase things. Okay, so what does this look like on the student side? How would a student access this page? So I'm going to go to my student login. And so for the student that's in the class, when the group gets created, there are 2 different ways for them to see their group. First, they can, I'm going to slide this over just a little bit. Over here on the left-hand side, there is a link that says groups. This only appears once a student has been assigned to a group. They can click on that and it'll show them that they are in group 1. Now, if they were in multiple groups for multiple classes, then all of those groups will show up. So there's an option. Also, I'm going to move this back over. Over here, course groups, it shows up on here. So the student will click on it here and it takes them to their group's Canvas page. Now, as you can see, the announcement that I posted as the instructor is already here. So when the student logs in, they will click on it and they can click to see the announcement I posted about having the first meeting before the week is out. Now, maybe the student wants to create their own announcement. So I am in student view right now. So the student can create an announcement that will go out to the other students in the class. The student can create their own pages. The student probably wants to know, well, who am I in a group with? So they'll click on people and they'll see everybody that's in their group. Now, if you'll notice, when I clicked on this in the instructor mode, I was able to see email addresses of the students, but the students can't see each other's information. They can click on the names and they can message each other, but they don't get to see each other's information. So the student can also create a discussion. Maybe they want to discuss, what their topic could potentially be, so they can post a discussion. They can share files. So the folder that I created in the instructor mode, as you can see, it's there. So this student can upload some images and the other students will be able to see it. They can also start a conference, or they can do a collaboration, or maybe they want to create a Word document. So they would click Add Collaboration. And by default, it goes to Word. So maybe they want to create a references page that each of them can work on. Okay. and they would add their two group members. Then they would scroll down and hit save, and it would ask the student to log in to their Office 365, Office 360 using their student Okra account. And then that Word document would show up, and all of the students can start working on it together. So just to kind of reiterate, I am going to go to one of my courses that already has student groups in them, just so you can see what it's like to toggle back and forth between groups. So I'm going to come over here to my course that I already have students in, that I already have groups in. And in this course, we're working on a cultural competency group project, and I have 10 groups. Each group has 3 to 4 students. So each one of these groups has a Canvas homepage. So I'm going to come to this one. I'll click on it, visit the group homepage. And so now, as you can see, I am in group 1. If I wanted to switch to group 6, I could switch to group 6. Or if I wanted to switch to group 10, I could switch to group 10 and so forth. So maybe I want to post an announcement only to group 10. So maybe group 10 turned in their project and I need to communicate something to them only. Then I can create some announcements, or I can do a discussion for only group 10, or some collaborations for them. So every group has its own subpage that they can work on, and they can communicate with each other, they can share files, and it keeps everything central to Canvas, and it makes all of their collaboration that much easier. So that is how you use Canvas's built-in sub pages for students to collaborate in group projects.